Hi, everyone. I'm Terry.
And I'm Ella.
Welcome to the Chasing Red Flags podcast, Let's Get Real.
Here, no topic is off limits.
And real beats perfect every time.
Welcome to the conversation.
Welcome to where you belong.
You're part of the family now, so let's get real together.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Mama. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited.
I'm excited. I'm not going to lie to you. It's very hot today.
Yeah, it's disgusting
So
out.
I'm feeling like
It's a little sweaty.
it's sweaty in here.
It's okay.
We're pumping the air conditioning.
Pumping the air conditioning and the energy.
But what's the deal with Dad?
What do you mean?
He does not like the air conditioning on
Oh,
high.
yeah, which is why it's extra hot in the house.
Yes, extra hot because he's from Texas and he likes it a little warmer than we do, but we're ignoring him today.
Yeah, we turned it up and he doesn't need to know, so it's all good.
So let's get into it.
Let's
because
do it.
This is a really exciting episode.
I know,
for us.
because today is the day that we are finally introducing you, the project that we have been working on since day one. Our therapist-approved guided journal is finally here. Crazy.
It's crazy. Let's Get Real is here, and it's actually shipping,
Yay.
which is a really big deal. So we're so excited to introduce you to why we wrote it, what it means to us, what's the story behind it, and why you should get one.
Absolutely. But before we begin, we just want to say thank you all so much for being here. Please subscribe to the Chasing Red Flags podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you listen to yours. And please rate, review, and leave a comment on this episode. We read everything, and it truly is what keeps us going. So thank you so much for always letting us be our true, authentic selves. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
So today we are turning the mic around to two of our closest friends, Alyssa Panozzi and Olivia Boyd, and they are going to be interviewing us.
Today, we're in the hot seat, and we wouldn't trust this episode with anyone else. Alyssa and Olivia. Hi.
This is so exciting.
How are you?
What a full circle moment.
This is a full
I literally
circle
have the chills
moment.
all up and
I
down
know.
my arm.
This is crazy.
I'm so excited.
I'm really excited. We're so excited to talk about Let's Get Real with the two from the beginning.
From the
We're already
you-
crying.
Can you first tell us a little bit about yourselves? I don't know. Let's start with the list.
We'll start with
Like,
me. We'll go quick.
let's go.
I always like this question because I never know where to lead. And depending upon where I am in my life, I lead with something different. So right now I'm going to say, first and foremost, I'm a mom to an adorable 6-year-old girl named Parker. I'm the director of core relationships for an amazing company called REV'D Fitness. And
best.
the Chasing Red Flags #1 fan.
We
I'll
love
just
it.
leave that there. Mic check.
perfect.
Boom.
Now I'm already crying, actually. That's so
I love
Stop
this
it.
so much.
Stop
I love
it.
this so much.
Okay.
Okay, Olivia.
Olivia.
Yes. So I'll say my #1 thing is I'm Alyssa's sister.
Oh.
I'm a daughter, friend, confidant. By trade, I guess in work, a marketer and storyteller. I work with Alyssa, also at REV'D Fitness, doing marketing. And I'm in a phase of my life where I'm really leaning into people, places, and things that bring out my brightest, most vibrant self. And that's why it's so special that I met you guys.
It's amazing.
And so special that we met you.
Yes.
We're so lucky.
Right people at the right time. It
So,
really is.
That's
Yes.
the truth.
I say to Ella all the time, this is an exact definition of when the right people come into your life at exactly the right time.
Yeah.
That's how we both feel about you too.
It's very mutual.
Likewise.
This is very special. And thank you for having us.
Well, I was about to say I have to officially welcome you to the Chasing Red Flags podcast. I am so excited that you guys are here.
We're so happy. I can't imagine this episode being about anything else with anybody else because this is humongous. Really,
So
really, really
today-
big.
We're in the hot seat and you guys are interviewing us.
So today, you guys sit back, relax, do your thing. Let us
Very different.
Let us do the talking. Is that
I love it.
possible?
I know, it's kind of fun. I don't
I
know.
love it.
It might be
Okay.
possible for me. She might not do this. It's okay.
But no, we have lots to share, and we've been working with you guys for a little over a year now, and Chasing Red Flags has come so incredibly far. So we got a lot to chat about today.
So much.
Let's
We
do
do.
it.
We do.
So we do.
Let's do it.
Oh, yes. So we know how much this journal means to you. And honestly, like in our bones, just that it's going to make such a huge impact on the world. But before we start gushing into all things, let's get real. Alyssa, I feel like you're good at summarizing things. So can you do the how did we meet Terry and Ella story?
Yes.
Yes. Well, it's funny because people are probably watching this and they're like, they've known each other for years because we talk very naturally. And that is how, I literally have the chills thinking about it because I walked into this house because a friend of mine who I've known for a very long time, she sent me a random text and was like, this lady that I know. I mean, I believe that you guys are pretty close friends, so she probably said it a little bit differently.
I'm like, I hope she didn't say this lady.
She said somebody that I know is starting a company, and it was very basic. It was something like, she's starting a company called Chasing Red Flags. I love new businesses. I love people. I love meeting people. And I think she started a group chat. And long story short, I came over here, and within 2 seconds of walking through the door, my shoes were off. I was sitting at the kitchen table. Terry and I were talking this close to our face. I'm pretty sure we cried, heard the entire story of just as much as you could share about your life in maybe like an hour or two. Yeah. And from there, I'm pretty sure I left. I jumped in my car and I called Olivia almost immediately. And I was like, we have to help them. Like, this is amazing. They're onto something. It was something I felt in my heart. And now I'm going to get emotional and try not to, because I felt in that moment like we were meant to connect. And from there, we started working together in official capacity. Like, not even a couple weeks later, they took a leap of faith on us, and we took one on you. And here we are a year later with so much to talk about.
Which is crazy.
About something amazing.
And that day feels to me weirdly like 10 years ago.
Agreed.
Oh, yeah. I feel like I've known you guys for so long.
10 lives lived.
We've shared everything, and we're so open, and you guys are so open, and it just like the power of connection, I think, is what really stands out to me when you meet the right people, or even the wrong people, and you just connect with people you don't even know.
100%. And something that I have to note is that, as I mentioned earlier, I do have a 6-year-old, and I've watched Terry parent Ella, and I've learned so much from you. So thank you for helping me.
I'm sure what not to do as well.
And honestly, not yet. Not yet. I'm sure
it's coming. Don't worry.
You'll see it eventually.
There's funny things. And I think because she is 6, there's so much that I can learn as she gets older, and things that I hope, Ella, I love you dearly, but I hope that you guys are both helping younger, not that young, I don't feel, but younger moms like myself stop patterns. So
that's
just
that's
a little thank you.
There's a whole section in the journal on patterns.
Yes, there sure is.
Yes.
The journal.
Yeah.
The journal. Should we get into it?
And all of this is why it felt so fitting that we would be the ones to talk to you about this incredibly special project. So I think set the stage. First and foremost, what is Let's Get Real?
The short version is that Let's Get Real is a guided journal that helps you dive deep, get really honest with yourself, and get honest with others.
I would say that most journals have a prompt or give you a blank page, and you kind of complete it, and then you're like, okay, now what? I don't really have any direction. So Let's Get Real was really direction and options for people that could choose what they want to do at the right time for them. And that's what we really wanted to come out of this journal.
That was going to be one of my biggest questions today, is what does make it different? Because I've been a big journaler, and Olivia's been a big journaler, and this one really does feel very, very different from others. So besides what you just identified, what else makes it the journal?
For us, it was really important that it wasn't just the typical journal. I would say the depth and the diversity. And by that, I mean how deep the questions go. They are really to get you to think about yourself and who you are and how you relate to others. And by diversity, I mean it was meant to be more than just prompts that ask you a question and leave you hanging. It's got affirmations, it's got quotes, it's got definitions of words that we use in Chasing Red Flags, tell it like it is, no filter terms. It has coloring pages for the days that you feel like words are just too hard. We wanted you to feel like it was something that you carried and you could have with you on any day that you wanted to do something. There are check-ins, just any day that you needed to do something, but not one or the other.
Yeah. And we really wanted, as she said, to design it to make it move past like the surface level journaling. We didn't want to be another journal that you just throw into a drawer and forget, because I can tell you I have a lot of those. So we really wanted to move past that and help you get to know yourself better. And then in addition, there's an optional book club discussion chapter at the end where if you do all of this learning about yourself, you can then share that with others and connect with other people. So that's really the connection piece that we were talking about that we're hoping to bring into the book.
And that's where the growth is,
yes.
right? The growth is the self-reflection and then leading to connection.
Yes.
There's nothing else like it. So for us, it's what it's meant to be is therapy and group therapy in journal form.
Well, and we were lucky enough to get kind of early copies. So,
You did.
we'll get into
You
it
did.
at
Yes.
some point, but we've both kind of started in our own way.
Yeah.
And I think the one thing that sticks out to me, just from what you were saying, is it does feel like an experience. It's not
Yes.
just a book. Like, you feel your kind of, I don't know how you described it, but like your hug or your extended hand kind of throughout, like your fingertips or fingerprints are kind of threaded all throughout, and you
love
can
that.
feel that while you're doing it. So
Love that.
it feels
Thank you,
very,
because that's really
it feels
what we
very
wanted.
personal and like a human made it, not like
It was very personal, and we'll go into that, but I love it.
But you've talked about kind of your chasing red flags journey and what made you want to get into the mental health space. But what was it that made you want to do a journal specifically?
Well, I've had diaries and journals, and I've always written in it, and I've really kind of vented and then closed it, but I've never really felt closure or better. And so we really, like, especially after a friendship breakup and a toxic relationship and just growing up in the world that I am living in today, I learned that it's really good for me to journal and feel better about myself. And I couldn't find that in many things. So we tried to create that with this, where you could really find closure after completing even one question.
Yeah.
And it feels very, do you want to add something?
I do. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So for me, journaling, I've always gone to writing. I've been a writer, so I always have written things down to process things. So for this, I felt like it was really important to write something down and then read it back to yourself. A therapist told me that when I was, I think, 17, and I didn't listen to much that the therapist said at 17 years old, but I always remember they would say, read things out loud to yourself. So I feel like when I write, and I write down my feelings or answer some of the prompts that we wrote, and we were really strategic about how the prompts were written and what chapters they were in, that you really could feel something from them when you read it out loud back to yourself and learned from it.
Well, and the biggest thing is that we didn't want to just tell people to like speak up and just do it, because I will say it took me so long to do that. So we wanted to create questions and like a process where we could help you figure out how to do it and then how to like express it and understand your feelings.
You can tell too, because to your point, it is extremely intentional.
Yes.
And I cannot wait for people to get their hands on it, because they're going to see exactly what we mean. You, like Olivia said, you really do feel your touch in every single piece. What's the intention behind the order and the way that it all goes? I feel like I've watched you actually physically do it, which we'll get into the process a little bit later, but
Crazy.
it like makes my heart pound thinking about watching it from an idea in your head to what it's come to.
It's crazy.
In as many words as you can. I don't know how you take that from your brain and talk it out loud, but what's the intention?
So we wanted this to fit all types.
Everyone.
So I need a daily routine. That's the way I work.
You're type A.
I'm type A.
There it
I'm
is.
very intentional with my daily routine, and I like to have the same process, and I like to go in order. I'm very orderly, and Ella needs more flexibility. So we
With
wanted
something.
yes. So but with journaling, you do
Yes.
So we wanted to fit all types and make sure that it worked for someone who needs flexibility and someone who's a little more type A like me.
Yes.
I noticed that like Alyssa journals in the Terry way and I do it in the
Yeah,
Ella
but
way. That
literally-
it's
Because we are very similar and you guys are very
I'm like, it's so,
I love it.
it's just like so kismet.
It is.
I'm wired very differently than Ella, which is normal. I think all people are wired differently, but we wanted a journal that fit all types.
Yes.
And that was really important to us.
And I feel like the way you and Ella are different, Alyssa and I are different. So like she now in starting journaling does it the Terry way and I do it the Ella way.
Yep.
Right.
I love it.
And you hop around. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would never, ever hop around.
I know.
I don't think I can hop around. But this, I actually wrote down, it might have been in the journal or it might have been on Instagram or something. I want this journal to challenge me to hop around. Like I might actually go home tonight and open up a random page and fill out a random page because,
big deal.
well, we'll get to all the other things, but I
Yes.
even was coloring a page and I didn't like the color that it was because I didn't like the pen that I was coloring with. And I was like, this is messy. I don't like this. And I was like, no, this is all about getting real and figuring out things that maybe don't need to be so perfect all
And
the
so
time.
orderly.
Yeah.
So
Well, and the
orderly.
hopping around, like we didn't want it to feel like a chore, which
Yes.
is kind of why we made it undated. So you can hop around. You don't have to do it every single day if you don't want to. You can really choose to do it on your own time, which I think is a nice addition because I always felt bad if I missed a day and I had a date, and I used to just write a little apology to my diary if I didn't write to it that day.
She did.
So
I saw
having
that.
the flexibility is really nice.
And the best part is we wrote this with the intent that this journal can be done again and again.
Yes.
That it grows with you. Because when you answer this prompt today and you answer this prompt in a year, depending on the place you are in your life, you might have a totally different answer.
Yeah.
That's been really cool so far is as I've been answering things, I can feel that when I go to do it again, there will be a different answer, but I like that the today version is documented somewhere.
Like, how cool would it be to look at your shelf and put like 2025, 2026, 2027 in every year?
that.
And it's not even yearly, it's
Yeah.
undated. So for someone, they could finish it much quicker than a year
Yeah.
or take much longer, you know?
So you also have motivational quotes and I statements in it. It's like you really were so thoughtful and included anything you could ever need in a journal. So what made you want to add those touches?
So I think you touched on it in the beginning of this conversation, but we felt it was really important to feel like someone was in your corner when you were doing the journal, that they weren't just giving you the hard questions and walking away. So we opened it up with a really personal letter from Ella and myself, talking about us and what it means to us and what we wanted it to mean to you. And then throughout the journal, we wanted to just show support. You know, we're here for you. So we start each chapter with a really good quote, and then we also end each chapter with a really good quote. So there's pieces throughout the journal that kind of bring us in to say, we're here with you.
What I also think is why in the Let's Get Real title is really interesting, and like why we chose that is because we didn't want anybody to feel alone in this journaling process, and that like we can all do it together. We are all a community of people who are feeling similar and want to learn more about ourselves and connect with others.
I love that so much.
So much.
It took us a while to really think about
Yes.
the title and what we wanted it to bring.
There were so many other titles.
But this wasn't your typical journal.
No,
But it's like every single thing is thought out. And that's what we watched happen throughout the process. Every page, every quote was second guessed. Is this perfect for the journal?
Yeah.
But also I watched you guys let go of perfection because that's what you do. Like there were some days that you're like, should I do this? Should I do that? And you made a decision based on what your gut said. And in the end, it's the perfect journal for whoever and all the different people. And what I love, something very different, I've never seen this in a journal, is the coloring pages.
Yes.
Yeah.
What's the motivation behind that?
So the coloring pages were designed because sometimes words feel too hard, and you don't always want to write. And we didn't want you to have to pick up something else. We wanted it to be all inclusive.
Yes, and I have anxiety, and I used to carry around a coloring book, and so it was a really cool thing to put it into a journal as well, so it could be everything that you need all in one. And I also think on the coloring pages, which is really special to us, is that we have those I statement affirmations. And to go back to that for a minute, we were really intentional with those, because if you tell yourself, I am unstoppable when I believe in myself enough times, you kind of start to talk to yourself in that way in your everyday life, and that is our goal for people. So having that throughout the book and then putting it on the coloring pages is also amazing.
I mean, there's science behind it. They say if you tell yourself something 10 times or more, then you start to believe it. And we put the I am statements in 20 times throughout the journal for each I am statement, all throughout the journal. And it was really important to us to be able to use those statements to treat yourself with a little more kindness. I know I'm really hard on myself. So I think when you hear you tell yourself like, I am a stronger, I am, all the statements that we did, it changes you.
Yeah. And I definitely think going back to the coloring pages, it's kind of to me like a reset, because sometimes if I just felt like I didn't want to write that day or think about my feelings, just having that coloring page is really calming, and it helped me like breathe for a minute. And so having that at the end of each chapter is a really nice reset before I go into the next one, or just doing it at a random time like we probably would more than them. So
Well, I love it so much because it helps you build a routine, but in a way that
Works for
isn't
you.
too rigid, right? Like I talked to a coach about you create a skyscraper building, but they're built with some leeway so
Yeah.
that it can move with the wind. So
I
they
like
create
that.
structure,
I like that.
but then have a little bit of movement. So I feel
I
like you
like
guys
that.
do that.
I like that.
Definitely.
Well, we can't take credit because we had this incredible graphic designer, Anna.
Yes.
Put basically our vision onto the
life.
pages.
The most amazing.
We are not that talented. So
Sure you are, but maybe design
She
is
not with
outdid
it.
It'd be
herself.
almost
not with
unfair
us.
if you could do
Yeah.
all
All
of
of
this
that.
and
Yes.
also
Yes.
do
So
the art.
Anna really took what we had in mind and put them into design on the pages, and she did a great job.
Queen Anna.
I'm a big cheerleader for other women. So
Yes.
had to mention her.
Absolutely.
Shout out to Anna.
Shout out to
Anna.
And then the summaries and reflection
Yes.
points kind of at the end of each section.
Yes,
Can you talk
well-
about the reasoning behind that?
So for me, I feel like it's one thing to just like say you're going to do something, but it's another thing to really implement it into your life. So going back after answering all of these questions and summarizing what you were going to do and then really thinking about how you can put this into your everyday life is something that we wanted to add to the page.
Well, the reflection piece connects the dots, right?
Yes.
Most of us go through life reacting and not reflecting. Yeah. And what I've learned about myself, which has actually been a hard realization, is that's how I spent my life, and it was really unhealthy. I was always reacting and not necessarily reflecting on the moments. So we wanted that piece to be in there to help people.
I love that.
Not to interject, but just
Yes.
so many thoughts. That's something that I've been really frustrated with myself in therapy the last couple years is I feel like I've been learning so much and then not implementing the changes. So I love that this gives you visibility on those reflections so that you can take the next step towards change. So
I
just
think
shout
we
out.
also, and I don't know if you've gotten to these pages yet, but when we say there's 240 prompts, there's really over 300.
Yes.
Because there are some prompts that we feel needed a second prompt on
Yeah.
the same page. So there are some prompts that asked you a question, and then we felt like, you know what? This is, they're not going to do anything with this. They're going to answer it, but then we want them to take it away and say, well, what am I going to do with that answer?
Yeah.
So there's tons of pages where there's 2 prompts on one.
Yeah.
So just get ready.
Get ready.
Get ready.
The perfect segue because the journal is long. The journal is long. It's probably one of the longest journals that I've ever seen. However,
It is.
however, at the end is also something that, again, this is crazy. You
This
guys
is crazy.
you designed the first, it again, chills all up and down my arms because I have never seen a journal that has a book club chapter before.
There isn't one.
So
there really isn't.
There isn't one
and
out there.
full transparency, when I first heard that, I was like, huh.
That's weird.
One, I didn't think it was weird. I thought it was
I'm like, that's weird.
a little just interesting.
Yes.
Because journals are so personal.
Yes.
And I'm very public. So if someone said, read me your journal entry, honestly, for the right people, I would. But it's such a sacred thing.
Yes.
But your intention is, I would assume, to have people surround themselves with people that can help each other and share.
Yes and no. The
Yeah.
intent is not to read your personal journal pages.
Yes.
Got it.
The intent, so we developed it because the mission of Chasing Red Flags is to get to know yourself better so that you can have healthier relationships with others. That's really our whole mission.
Yes.
So behind that, when we were writing the journal, this extra piece was, what do you do with all the self-reflection? How do you connect with other people? And it's not reading your pages. So we created 5 questions per chapter that start a discussion about things that you could have learned about yourself within that. And to be honest, they can be as superficial as talking about how you bite your nails is one of your patterns and having someone else say, oh, wait, I use this nail polish that tastes really bad and it helps. And then you have a connection with that person. Or it can be as deep as I'm going through a really serious divorce or I have a mother that's sick. And then you can talk about that. So the questions can go as deep or not deep as you want them to go.
How do you, go ahead.
Sorry to interrupt, but
No,
we
no.
really just said like, what if this journal could bring up conversations that people want to be having but don't necessarily know how to start?
Like how to start it.
Yeah, how to start
How do you
that.
see people using it? Is it with their friends? Is it with strangers? Is it on the internet? Is it companies maybe giving it to their
Oh yeah.
what is it?
Oh, yeah.
So
Anything.
journaling obviously is usually a solo thing.
Yes.
And this still can be. The 13th chapter, which is our lucky number, is an extra chapter that's used if you want to use it. But we see it as a mental wellness tool. We see it with friends that have a book club. We see it at companies that might want to connect their employees. There's a loneliness epidemic right now. Stephen Bartlett just did an entire podcast on the loneliness epidemic. Harvard's done a couple of studies. People are struggling. They're struggling with their mental health. They're lonely.
They want connection.
They don't feel connected at work. So we see this as a tool that companies can use in their offices to connect people that might not know each other, that even work together for years, or virtually, a way to have virtual lunch bunches once a month and discuss it. We see it in sororities and fraternities and colleges. I mean,
we see it with families. We see it with a significant other.
I did it with my husband, and we actually learned. I know, and we learned that we've been married. It'll be 23 years.
Yes,
and we learned so much about each other that we had just never even discussed or thought to discuss. To be honest. Which is crazy. And Ella and I obviously did it together when we were creating it. And I will say there's a lot of things that come up based on what you learn about yourself. And some of the things I learned about myself were hard.
Yeah, but basically the whole point is you can do it alone if you want to, but you don't have to. There is this optional chapter where you can share what you are learning with other people and gain new connections and really gain a deeper level with people.
I think it's super important to make sure that we push that out, because a lot of people, if you don't fast forward to the end, and yes, you can see everything in the beginning, right? Like it has the chapters. It's you know, but if maybe you're just excited to start and you're skimming it and you'd get to the front, people might not know that there's a 13th chapter. Yep. So I think it's so important and really, really cool. I'm picturing a hot girl walk with
totally hot girl walk,
because again, I love to talk. There's so many ideas. Oh yeah. I picture journaling with friends on the beach and then going through the questions at the end. But you're right. It's important and it's smart because you can learn a lot about other people too, and what people are learning about themselves. Right. I think is profound because it's like the ripple effect, right? Like you're sharing and then maybe it encourages someone else to share, and then maybe it encourages someone else to share, and the prompts are getting them there. So it's brilliant.
You could be next to someone in an exercise class that's going through the exact same thing as you, and you have no idea, and that one thing might just help you that day or make you feel seen. So I mean, I see someone doing an exercise class and then having a big journaling event after, and even just sit and
crazy.
But even just sitting, right? Sitting on benches and writing, and not even answering the questions, but just doing the same thing as other people, that brings you together.
Connection.
It's all about connection.
And what if one day, like my dreams, like it gets this big where you are in an exercise class and you bring it and you put it down in your locker, and the person next to you has the Let's Get Real journal, and then you're like, oh my God, let's go get coffee and let's do chapter 6 together because we had both completed it.
I literally have chills
could
because
you
I was
imagine
just
that happens?
I now I have a couple friends who have already pre-ordered it, and I feel like it's a signal to someone else that you're like, oh, you're working on yourself. Yep. So if you're out in the world and you see someone has Let's Get Real, you like already have this thing in common that you're like, oh, I want to be their friend because you are doing that self-work.
And you know what's cool is, again, it's the pre-order, and you can take this part or leave it, whatever. This is just something I have to share, is the people who have reached out to me and said they've either wanted to purchase it or they're going to, and or I'm paying attention to, just because it pops up, who's sharing it. And it's people that we would never have thought of. Never have thought of. People someone's like, would you be interested in talking about the journal with me? And there's one person in particular that I'm like, I didn't even know that you were paying attention to this, to be honest. It's like, it's awesome. Again, that trickle effect is going to be
that's the goal.
Amazing.
You talk a lot about intention.
Yes.
And I think that's one of the things you've brought two things that are, you brought a million things into my life, but obviously the word what lights you up, which we can discuss later, but that's one of my favorite things. But you always talk about intention, and our intention when designing this was also not to leave anyone out. So obviously our colors are red, white, and black of our logo and our being, but we wanted to make sure that it was for all genders. You know, and I've already had a couple men with a focus group do it and say that we made sure every single prompt and every single question was all-inclusive.
Universal.
Yeah. That was important to us.
Yes.
And you also made a point, again, with your intentionality to have your own personal fingerprints all over it because it's what you didn't see out there in the world.
Yeah.
However, it was also super important to you to make it an expert-backed resource. So can you talk about kind of what motivated that and how you went about doing that?
It's one of our proudest things, I would say.
Yes.
What steps did you guys take to get Let's Get Real therapist approved, and kind of what motivated that?
So from the start, I think we wanted to make sure that it wasn't just emotional, that it was also responsible. And so we had therapists read every prompt. We had therapists read every chapter, and we wanted to make sure that our wording and our language was safe and supportive from a therapist's point of view and not just our own.
We really wanted it to be something that therapists would actually recommend to their clients. And that is something that by getting this, I really feel like it is accomplished.
Yeah, I mean, it's coming to life.
It's coming to
a ton
life.
of therapists that have been in touch and said, I'm going to recommend this. And to be honest with you, it's a tool to use with your therapist,
Yes.
right? To me, sometimes, at least when I've been to therapy, and not recently because I literally have so much to talk about, but I've gone into therapy and they've been like, what do you want to talk about today?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. So if
you
I,
have this
you
journal.
know, we would love people to bring the journal in and say, here's everything I wrote. I've got a lot going on. And it could be a great conversation starter with your therapist.
100%.
That's a really good
So,
point. Yeah. I
yeah.
love that. Okay, let's back up to the way beginning. And I'm very excited to talk about this, the process.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, this podcast can go as long as we want to, right?
Yeah.
But can you take us all the way back to the very beginning?
So the process, the learning curve was real. You were there at the beginning. There were a lot of late nights. There are hundreds and hundreds of prompts that have been unused.
Yes.
There are 2 chapters which I wanted to put in,
No.
but we didn't.
It was too long. It was already too much. They're going to be unreleased. We'll use them eventually.
Or possibly just extra chapters that we give out at some point,
bonus.
because there are 2 really good extra chapters that we didn't put in. But there were a lot of prompts and a lot of, going through it. We didn't think about little things like paperweight. So, we do our research here. So we bought every single journal and every single book to discuss what paperweight we wanted, because journals don't have coloring pages in them. So we wanted to make sure that when you color with your coloring pencils, you're not seeing through the other side. And we do recommend it being used with coloring pencils because it just makes it pretty. And I mean, even just the thinness of the cover, the spot gloss, we wanted it to have a little gloss on the cover.
Lay flat.
I think the lay flat binding was a no-brainer for us. It's something that we didn't want to waver on, and it made it very difficult to find. And I actually have it, so I can show you but a lay flat binding is basically a binding which makes you able to lay a book flat, where you don't have to put your elbow on one side or hold it down. And I feel like when you're coloring or writing, the last thing you want to be doing is worrying about the other side. Yeah. So the binding, which is, more expensive than a typical binding, was really important to us. And we weren't going to compromise on that.
But yeah, it's been a lot, and it's been very emotional too on that side of things, because when we were writing these prompts and coming up with these ideas, it brought up a lot of old wounds and triggers from my past, and that was definitely hard from trying to create that into questions that could help other people. So it was a lot to process.
But I just have to have a mom moment, because I'm so proud of you, because you were healing and going through it when we were writing it. And I think that's what makes it so good.
That's why
so
it's not
real.
surface level. It's really real and deep, because they're coming from us.
And it's real life, everyday stuff that people go through.
Yeah.
And how special that you were able to put some of those feelings aside or lean into them even more, right? To be able to put it out there. Start to getting the book in your hand. How long was that?
Oh, I mean, over a year.
Yeah.
It's been over a year.
Which really doesn't seem, it was a long year for you,
The
I know.
process
But
of writing
in the bigger
started
picture.
before the year.
Yeah.
The notes and the prompts. I mean, there's a picture of it. 13, which is which is so
I know, the
crazy.
drafts.
13 different versions of the journal. And it used to be really thin. And then we were like, we can't not do this chapter and we can't not do this part.
Yeah.
So it got bigger and bigger and bigger. But we have hundreds and hundreds of pages of
Renditions,
just
if you
ideas and
will.
renditions and changes and making sure we wrote the right language. And then, to be honest, you really helped us, Olivia, go through the language and make sure that it was very inclusive.
Yeah.
And I think that's a piece that was really important to us, and you helped us a lot with that.
I mean, just an honor to even get to see an early version, literally.
What went through your head when you saw it for the first time in person? The final copy that I own, what was that feeling like to hold it in your hands for the first time?
I think you cried, and
I cried, I'm
I
sure.
just had she
cried.
cried. I just had like chills, and I was just like standing, like seeing it, and was just like, "There's no way that this is a physical book that I can hold in my hand now," because we've seen it online, we've been writing it, I've seen the designs, we've seen it come to life, but then being able to literally just like have it here is a whole nother feeling that I can't even describe until everyone gets it in their own hands. So.
It's more it's more
beautiful in
beautiful
person.
than we could ever have imagined it would be.
Yeah.
It's everything that we wanted it to be and more. And I'm sad because it was a lot of work. But
Sad, happy.
happy
Happy
sad.
sad.
Like, it's like everything coming to fruition.
Yeah. All your hard work.
Yeah, it's all our hard work. It's beautiful. But it also, I think, is going to change a lot of lives. And we always say that, right? That's our thing. If we can change even one person's life and connect not us to them, but them to each other,
That's the goal.
then we've done exactly what we set out to do.
You're doing it.
And you can see how important this is to you and how, it brings out those emotions. So you teased it a little, Terry, but we've talked about kind of in this chapter doing things that light you up. So what
my
about
favorite saying.
Let's Get Real lights you guys up?
Go ahead.
Well, for me, it's more the idea that this journal could help somebody in not feeling alone and know that what they're going through isn't necessarily rare, that it is a universal thing and that we are here to help them. That's the goal. And that lights me up knowing that hopefully that will happen.
Oh, I love that. For me, I would say it's someone picking up this journal on maybe a hard day, maybe even their worst day, and feeling seen. Yeah.
Mic drop.
Wow.
Mic drop.
Done. And wrap. No. I was thinking in my head, what's the opposite of lights you up? Lights you down.
dims you down.
What
dims
I
your
want to
light.
talk about the obstacles with this book journal, because I know, and even your face, just like you tensed up thinking about. Look at. It was so hard. It was so hard.
It was so hard.
I'm so
It's hard.
Yeah. What can you talk to us about the hard times?
Oh my God.
What laid you down?
I need some medication.
Should we make another podcast
Something.
episode for all of the...
I mean, we definitely will. I would love to help anyone else out there that has a startup business with listing all of the mistakes we made. And we will make a million more.
Yeah.
And for someone that is a bit of a perfectionist or a recovering perfectionist, I worked really hard on there are some mistakes there. We've made a lot. We trusted the wrong book vendor to start. We gave money to a bag vendor for the beautiful gift bags that they come in, which were really important to us. And they stole our money.
Yep.
Because I didn't do my research, which is very unlike me. So I learned a lesson there. We got our money back, by the way. I do that. I fight for my rights. But I think price changes, figuring out how to make it accessible to as many people as possible without outpricing us, but also to be able to pay us back for making it and putting it together. There's just I could literally list a million mistakes we made. Go ahead.
So for me, two things, and you for this one, the tariffs have been crazy. And so that's been hard getting things shipped to us, and it's been taking longer. So I know that's been a little struggle, and we keep getting emails saying things are pushed back. So I know that's stressing you out.
Yeah, I mean, there's delays. I think packaging, figuring out how we're going to mail them, shipping to make sure that we are contributing to every single book that leaves here, because we didn't want the shipping to be too expensive. That was important to us, again, to make it accessible to as many people as possible.
Well, it's hard sometimes, I think, when you have a passion project that turned into a business. You are a business and you've learned and grown. I've watched you guys grow a lot as business owners, honestly, but it doesn't come without a tremendous amount of challenges. So kudos to you guys for getting that hard copy in your hands.
It's here.
The beautiful, the most beautiful.
every night.
I will
literally
say
it's a
too,
pillow.
Like, I have to say, Terry came over on my birthday, which I feel is very, very important, because I started it on my birthday, which feels, if anyone has the opportunity to start the journal on your birthday, highly recommend it. But you cannot imagine what this looks like and feels like until you see it in person. The pictures are beautiful and do it great justice, but it's just not. Everyone is going to be blown away when they get their copy. Yes. Big sigh. You did it.
Yes.
So can I ask you a question on the spot?
Sure.
What so far has been a prompt that has stood out to you, or that was hard or meant something?
You know what's interesting? I don't think I've gotten to the hard ones yet, which actually makes me feel like I'm doing really well.
Yeah.
And to Olivia's point earlier, it excites me because a lot of them I'm answering that I hope my answer stays that way. And I think as I continue to go deeper, I'll probably find a lot that I'm like, ooh, I need to dive more into this. Yeah. So in the chapter that I've done, I'm like, I'm doing good. And that's not something that I would have expected, because I think we talk a lot about growth. And for me, it's like the growth has happened. So now how do I continue to dive into it? Right. And I find myself really liking the words of affirmation. I really like that a lot. And
you probably haven't gotten there, but there's manifestations, which I know.
I love manifestations, which we'll get to. But it's been really life changing, and I'm excited to keep going. And one thing I will say is I found interesting is that I have to write the whole page. So that's another thing I really want to let go of that, because on one of them I was answering and I was like, I'm done, but I feel the need to fill.
You don't.
I know.
You don't.
So I needed to hear this today.
So I'm telling you, every page is what you want it to be.
Yeah.
You could have one sentence. I think Ella filling out hers had one sentence on one, and it was literally like mic drop. Like, that's all she needed. That's all she needed on that page. And then she has other ones that are filled from the brim.
Like, write a letter to somebody that you want to forgive, and that's a full page. But it varies. So
yeah.
And Olivia?
Well, it's funny. I don't know what it says about my journaling experience, but in the moment, I'm very present with what I'm writing, and I'm answering the question. And I don't remember which ones I've answered. I've done a handful, maybe. Yeah. But what I will say is there have been some that I don't go in order, that I'll be like, ooh, that feels a little hard today. I'll come back to that one. It's like, it's not a never, but I'm like, that doesn't feel like
you're like me.
I'm in the mood today.
Yep.
And then I'll kind of flip through until I find one that I'm like, this feels like it's meant for me to answer today.
Are you coloring the circles at the end of each chapter?
I, so far, am still on my first chapter.
Got it. So at the end of the chapter, there is a place to draw and color in a circle.
Oh.
So you probably haven't seen it.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But if you flip over, every time you do an answer,
you can color in a circle.
Color it in. And then if you're hopping around like you are, you can look back at chapter 1 and be like, oh, there's 3 empty circles. I have to go find the 3 I never did. We've really tried to make sure that there were ways that you could check in with yourself and keep you accountable in a flexible way.
Yeah.
That'll help me to go forward. Like, I will have to actually go forward to fill in a little circle because I'm very motivated by filling in the circle. So now I will go do that. And maybe it'll push me.
About the circles.
Yeah. The circles are amazing.
I just like dove right in.
Yeah.
So now you have to fill out a lot of circles.
I know, you're going to be like, I completed them.
You can write smiley faces. You can make designs. Whatever you want in your circles. They're big.
Yeah. Wait, you
so many ideas.
Okay, let's see. Before we do manifestation, this might be cheesy, so you can let me know what you think. But to tie it all up in like the bag that it comes in, what impact?
Why are you laughing?
I'm just cheesy. To tie it up in a bow or the beautiful bag that Let's Get Real comes in, what impact do you want Let's Get Real to have?
Oh, that was really cute and cheesy, and I loved it.
That was really cute. I would like the impact to be that we normalize hard conversations. I think that's it for me, is that we normalize hard conversations and that people feel accepted for whoever they are, and that it's okay to make mistakes and to learn from them and to grow from them. I'm like the definition of someone who's made a million mistakes in my life, and I'm trying to be a better person every day. And I think that this journal, that's what we wanted to get across.
You can feel it.
Yeah. And I really want Let's Get Real to be a tool for people that might not have access to therapy or can't necessarily afford it. And it is not a replacement, but it is more like another tool that you can use specifically for yourself and to share with others. And I think it's a good addition to really learning about yourself.
I love that. I think it's interesting too, because maybe that's someone's entryway into therapy.
Exactly.
Maybe someone's like, oh, I actually really like talking about this. I should
Exactly.
see a therapist. So you never know where life will take you.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of where life will take you, you know me.
Yes.
You know I'm.
Oh boy, what's coming?
Uh-oh.
What's coming?
You know I'm a huge manifester. Is
Yes.
that how you say it? Manifestation queen.
Yeah.
I manifest. Okay.
You are a manifest.
And I have my own answer for this, but I'm very curious. 1 year from now, let's set the scene. Where is Chasing Red Flags? Where's the journal? Ella, you
All
start.
right. Basic answer, but like if somebody with real reach who has access to a platform found this journal, really connected with it, and genuinely thought that this was a tool that they wanted to share with other people and did, that would be the dream. Even more than one person, just getting it out to more people is where I see it in a year.
Perfect.
Maybe we can get over 10,000 followers too.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
a great goal.
I like that.
Love
Good
that.
goal.
Thank you.
For me, it's a little more personal. I see it in wellness programs. I see it in campus collaborations. I see it in corporate programs. I want to if you want to know the truth, I would love to hop in on people's book clubs. I would like to hop in if a company decided to do this and invited us to come in and journal with a group of people. I see us hopping around the country, showing up where this is being used and saying, let's all talk.
Bachelor style, like imagine
Bachelor style.
the doorbell rings.
Totally.
People are doing the journal, and then all of a sudden you two
Boom.
walk in
Yeah.
and people start screaming.
So I'm going to put
see
it
it.
out there. If
hope.
you're doing it as a big group, invite us and
We'll
we
be
just
there.
might show up.
Oh, yeah.
So let's throw this back at you.
I want to know.
Alyssa and Olivia, where do you see Let's Get Real in a year?
So I dream big. We know this, but
We
do.
do.
But I'm a big dreamer. But I'm also very realistic, and I think that once this hits, it's going to move very fast. So I think within the next year, national television.
I was going to say it's giving Oprah's favorite things.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
So you know, that's
I was
just part of the universe, but that's on my dream.
I was at my
Do you know?
internship and
Yeah.
I was just talking to somebody and introducing the journal to them because I network everywhere and I love sharing it with new people. And she was looking at it because I bring it to work every day. And she was like, this would be an amazing thing for Oprah's list.
Do you know the craziest thing? And you're going to think I'm psychotic if you already don't. I've never missed an Oprah Winfrey show.
Don't you think that's something?
General Hospital and Oprah Winfrey were on back to back. And I
out.
started watching General Hospital when I was in like 5th grade.
Not to age yourself or anything.
Not to,
but,
not to age myself, but there used to be an Oprah Winfrey show.
I remember that.
Okay, I'm just saying that.
Do you know who Oprah Winfrey is?
She does. Because I'm obsessed with her.
Of course I
Yeah,
do.
she does because I'm obsessed with her. I literally never missed
funny.
a show. I would watch the two of them back to back or record them on a VHS and watch
and
them
then-
later
I'm very
in the
familiar
evening.
with those.
That would be a VCR.
Okay, Mom. I also have to say, going back deep for a second, like I really want Let's Get Real to change the way that we talk about mental health in general.
Yeah.
Less shame and more real. That is the goal.
And at the end of the day, when you have a goal like that, it's going to happen. Because yes, the followers are cool, the TV shows are cool, the Oprah is cool, but changing lives, that comes first, right? 100%. And all that other stuff will follow.
I love that. Less shame, more real.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Okay, I now want a journal. Let's say I'm not me and I didn't get access to one. Where can I get my journal? How do I get it? And when do I get it?
Okay. So you can get it now. Shipped to you.
Yes.
And you can get it in a multitude of ways. You can go to chasingredflags.com on our website. And we do have bulk discounts. So we have, all sorts of packages up if you want to get it for a group. We also are selling on Amazon.
Yes.
So you can get it on Amazon. And within a week or two of this, we will also be on TikTok Shop.
Yes.
Let's go.
And if you're local in Boston, you can go to Love Struck Books in Cambridge. They have copies there.
And we also have a digital version as well, which is awesome, especially for me and, other people who like to either write on their tablet or type on their computer, even just do it on your phone. It is accessible on digital as well.
Yes, and the digital version is available worldwide.
Yep.
You get it in an email, and you can literally download it within 10 minutes and use it, and it is a less expensive option.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that's on the website as well.
Yeah. Get your copies, people.
Do it.
Run, don't walk. So we know you guys love to close the episode with a game.
We do.
So we're going to do a little rapid fire Let's Get Real edition.
Okay.
We'll ask you questions you can both answer.
Okay.
Let's go. I'll go first. Dun, 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 dun. What is your favorite journal prompt?
What song lyrics help you feel more grounded or calmer? I'm a big music person, so that was a very important one for me to have in there.
I would say, what do you need to forgive yourself for?
Ooh. That's a good one, too.
A little deeper.
Ooh. What did you learn about yourselves in the process?
A lot, but especially that I should never, ever settle for less than I deserve. And I've really learned that. And also that life is 10 times better when you surround yourself with people who support you. So, love you guys.
Oh, we love you. Mine's a tougher one. I learned that my intention and my impact don't always match up. And so I've been really intentional on thinking about my impact on others. And that probably stems from my no filter and just saying whatever's on my mind in that second. So I'm much more conscious of my impact on others.
We love you for it.
Me too.
Okay, a lighter one. What celebrities do you think would love Let's Get Real?
I love this question. Okay. Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco. I think that they would love doing it together and also separately, 100%. Kelsey Ballerini is another one. She talks a lot about therapy and learning more about herself, so I think that she would really like this. Emma Watson, we had talked about.
She loves journaling.
She's a big journaling person. She loves journaling. I think that she would like that. And then Adriana Carrig, I think that's how you say her name. Yeah. And she is the founder of Little Words Project, the bracelets. And
I think she would love this.
I think that she would really, really like this journal as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My list is long. I'm not going to lie.
It's so much longer.
It could go on forever, but
so could mine. But I had to cap it.
And I do have a couple notes. So
of course,
that I thought
you
about.
Don't want to forget anyone.
I would say Sarah Blakely.
Oh yes,
is just my idol in so many different ways and such a inspiration to us starting a small business. I actually have the original Spanx package upstairs for when she first started, and God only knows why I still have that.
How cool.
But I have the package, which is super cool. So I have to let her know that. So a guy, I think Dax Shepard.
Really would love this.
Yeah. And I know, I think he would love this. And I actually think his partner on his podcast would love it because she talks about journaling. And I do love their podcast. Victoria Garrick Brown, we talk about all the time. Reese Witherspoon and Tay Lautner. Really love this. Oh, and wait. I thought of one more person.
Yes.
Because we just saw them, but it's actually a different person than you think. Sawyer Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
Which is Mel Robbins' daughter.
Yes, the daughter. Her daughter.
So she went through a difficult breakup.
Like me.
When Ella was recovering and healthy and well. And we were watching her go through it while we were writing these prompts. And we were like, this journal would so help her right now.
Yeah.
So I would say Sawyer.
I mean, Mel too, but obviously Sawyer.
Yeah. I mean, the list is so long. I have like 50 million other people that I could add. But
I mean, now the list is out there.
We'd be here all day.
The beauty is that
Yeah.
we can, maybe someone will see this and maybe one of those people will have it in their hands.
Yeah. Provide your address.
We'll manifest it. Yeah. If you see this, any of you, we will send you a copy. Favorite thing about working together?
Oh, I'm working with my built-in best friend. Like, that's a given. It's my mama. How could I not love doing it?
Now I'm really going to cry. I would just say for me, it's that we can get in a really big argument or fight or talk about something that we want to do and be annoyed and then 5 minutes later be hugging. What?
Her face is giving other
Maybe 20 minutes.
Okay, fine, 20 minutes.
5 minutes is crazy. I think we both need a little longer than that. And then we come back and we say, okay, let's do it again.
Okay, so 20 minutes, but we could literally be arguing and be, I love you.
There you go.
That's an
beauty.
impressive rebound period,
Yes,
I would say.
We have a good rebound.
Yes.
Yeah, we have a good rebound.
Good.
Okay. I'm like, why do I have this one? But what's your least favorite thing about working together?
What is your least favorite thing about working with me?
You guys know this now, but she is the most brutally honest person in the entire world. And that is a blessing and a curse. But that is definitely hard because I will do things and she won't mean to say it because she's just being brutally honest, but I take things very personally. So I'm learning not to do that anymore.
And I'm working on it.
Yes.
For me, it would be that Ella would say, I'm done, when she's definitely not done. Yeah, I'm done. And I'm like, no, you're not done.
Like, as in, like, she's done with
a
you,
project.
or just she's all set?
She says I'm done with me all the time.
No, but sometimes we have been sitting in the office. If we have been sitting in the office doing work for 5 hours,
Sure.
Which is what it is.
She doesn't leave her chair, but I need a break. I would like to take Sadie for a walk. I would like to go on a drive and get a smoothie. So I'm just like, Mom, I'm going to take a break. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, we're in the middle of this.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I work through the night, startup. There's no sleep.
And well, yes.
Yes. And Ella literally works all day at a corporate
But
job.
I give
and then
myself
comes
a
home
lot
and
more
walks all
breaks
day.
than you, and I know that's,
She does, which is healthy.
Yeah, you should do a little
I'll
more.
But that's what you need. You both have your strengths and
Exactly.
different strengths, and
Yes.
you perfectly came together to create something beautiful.
Yes.
So my last question, what do you want people to know about Let's Get Real? I feel like we covered a lot of that, but if someone's only seeing this part of this podcast episode, what's your elevator pitch?
I've been thinking about this one a lot, and I really feel like it's a therapist, a mirror, and a best friend all in one journal that you can hold and have whenever you want.
I love that. Yeah. And I would say that this journal is meant to meet you exactly where you are at that exact moment in time, no matter where you are.
Ooh, that just sent chills all up and down my body. We are so incredibly proud of you guys, and for lack of trying not to bawl my eyes out as we close this out, watching this come to life, and more importantly, watching your passion behind it is incredible. That it's impossible for people not to pick this up in their hands and feel the hard work and dedication and hours and energy and pages of just pouring your love into something that has quite literally never been done before. So please know, we're always going to be in your corner, but I feel especially proud today to be your friend, number one, and number two, to be the number one fan. I'm going to hold that title. You can feel free to creep in if you want.
Can I be 1A? Like
1A. She's feeling a little
like
out here.
we can
Be one out.
we can hold the title, but
so
okay,
you can be your number one.
we
fan,
won't
too.
fight, but yes, 1+.
1+.
1+.
We just, we're so proud of you guys. And this is truly just the beginning of who knows. And that's the exciting place. It's just changing so many lives.
So I want to hijack this moment to just say to both of you, and it's hard because I have to look at two different places, but to say to both of you that we love you and we appreciate you. And getting to know you has been like one of the greatest experiences of my life, but as friends, but also as you motivate us every day. And you didn't get to talk about this, but you're both runners. You're doing the majors. You're traveling all over, running. You guys are incredible people, and you're just so accepting of everyone. And you've taught at least me life lessons that I will take with me to my next however long I have left. And so it's just, we appreciate you.
And like for me, I know like being at college, like I wasn't necessarily here all the time, but I have never felt more support from two people and who light me up and have taught me that in my life. And I have a very small circle, and I've had trouble, finding my people. And I'm just so grateful that in the past year, like I can now consider you two like my people. And so I am also just as grateful. And I'm going to take all of the lessons that I've learned, and hopefully from you too, and try to bring that up in my daughter eventually.
Oh,
We're
family.
Let's wait. We're family, but let's wait on the daughter thing.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm
not ready.
I love you guys so much.
We love you too.
You so much. Yeah. Well, I think with that, we'll turn it back to you to wrap it up.
Would you like to join us for the ending?
Yes.
Yeah. I'd be
Okay.
honored.
Do we do the last line together?
I don't know. He's gonna.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for being here and listening to this episode. We are so excited for you to experience the Let's Get Real journal. And if you use it and you love it, please tag us at Chasing Red Flags Official. We would love to see how you guys are doing with it.
We'll be back soon with another episode. And in the meantime,
Keep being real
keep being you, and
and know that we've got your
back.
back. If you have any thoughts, questions, or just want to say hi, we would love to hear from you. Your support means everything to us. You can find us on Instagram and TikTok at Chasing Red Flags Official, and on Facebook and YouTube at Chasing Red Flags. And if you want to share your story, ask a question, or pick up some Chasing Red Flags merch, go to chasingredflags.com. The Chasing Red Flags podcast is produced by Jay Del Turco. We are new in this space, so if you enjoyed what you're hearing, please subscribe, rate, and leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or add a comment and like on our YouTube channel.